before General starts, I would thank Professor Iyer to be making a part of this discussion. It's the first which I am doing about my own home state.
Right.
So I will be looking forward to some very good information from both Professor as well as the General. Thank you.
Thank you.
Let us start.
So welcome all my friends on my show, the Professor Iyer Show. And today our focus is on the defense issues and the geostrategy. And as I always say, two-tail preparedness for defense, that's what is needed for India to support the fabric of building an economic model out of it. And today we are very, not only lucky, but we are very proud to have none other than Lieutenant General Syed Ata Hasnain Saab, retired, but not retired. He's, I would say, he's still the best brain that India has. And along with us, we have RN Khazanchi Saab, who is a Dhruv Thukse. But let me first introduce Lieutenant General Saab. मैं कुछ कहना चाहता हूँ. Lieutenant General Saab जो हैं, he is a Param Vishisht Seva Medal. He's got the Uttam Yudh Seva Medal. He's got the Ati Vishisht Seva Medal. He has also been, इनको नवाजा गया. He's also got the Sena Medal. And he's also got the Vishisht Seva Medal. And salute to you, Saab, for serving the country in its extraordinary way. And Khazanchi Saab, उनके बारे में क्या कहना? He is Dhruv Thukse, which is the highest civilian honor that Bhutan gives. And he's probably he's the fourth person of Indian origin to get this. But of late, in the last decade, Khazanchi Saab remains the lone man who has received this award. And it is the highest civilian honor given by the fourth king of Bhutan that time, Jigme Singme Wangchuk Saab. You know, the Honorable His Majesty, he honored our Khazanchi Saab in Bhutan. And Khazanchi Saab also is honored with the Presidential Medal, which is the presidential honor for the Pravasi Bharatiya. So वो भी उनको मिला 2 साल पहले, and he is also a winner of our own Inertia Awards for extraordinary contribution to the SAARC region. So both of you today will throw light on the whole thing. We have lost the video of Khazanchi Saab, but we'll continue with Ata Hasnain Saab. Sir, पहला सवाल from my side is, you have served with aplomb and with, I would say, with great name, the Jammu and Kashmir region, and then you have been a military commander of repute. You know, people talk about you even today in the circles, and that you are the one who, probably one of the few who could have actually lead us to some kind of peaceful solution. So, sir, how do you see the present situation after the 370 abrogation for sure? But, you know, I would say, okay, we went short of making a trifurcation and giving power to Jammu as well as Kashmir as separate state, bringing competition, bringing, I would say, business and economy into it. ये हमने नहीं किया, पर हमने एक step किया. तो क्या अब वो समय आ गया कि हम इस तरफ, we start thinking of these direction other than giving a kind of a military solution to all these issues? आप तो military के हैं.
नहीं, Professor Iyer Saab, first of all, thank you very much for inviting me to this show. It's my pleasure, it's my honor, and my honor to be with as eminent a personality as Khazanchi Saab on this show. And let me begin talking about his state, and I call it my state too.
Right.
Article 370, the abrogation of Article 370, 35A on the 5th of August 2019 actually brought stark reality to the ground.
Right.
इतने दिनों तक हम उसको, what we call in typical slang, we were poodle faking, right? We were poodle faking each other. कि हाँ ये बहुत अच्छी चीज है. We must allow some kind of autonomy to Kashmir. Kashmir is a special entity, it's a special state. No, but we are an integrated country. We are one nation. You cannot have different constitutions in one single country. We are not like Hong Kong and China or something like that. It was very clear that we in India believe in the one nation theory, and therefore Jammu and Kashmir belongs to India. We expressed it very, very avowedly in the 1994 resolution, also in Parliament, that the entire territory of Jammu and Kashmir, which belonged to the Maharaja of Kashmir, belongs to India. So I think that got reaffirmed with the 5th of August 2019 decisions. If you ask me, I mean, to be very brief on it, I would have taken this decision in 1972 when the Shimla Agreement was signed. to tell
Right.
Pakistan very clearly it has nothing to do with Kashmir hereafter. We didn't do it. 1994 was the second time we could have done it again, when we passed the resolution in Parliament to say that the entire territories of Jammu and Kashmir belong to India. We could have abrogated 370 to tell the world that don't question us on this. We as a nation believe that this territory is ours, and we are not going to ask any questions, right? So these things didn't happen. It happened a little too late. 50 years later, it has happened. Now the question is how to make it succeed. Of course, there will be many more questions that you will have related to this. But let me tell you very clearly that this aspect which you triggered, very, very interesting aspect which you triggered, that should it have been trifurcated or should it have been bifurcated?
Exactly.
I for one am one person who strongly believes that the bifurcation, the decision by the government was the best decision.
Mhm.
Right? Ladakh got its relative independence. It will continue to function as a state or a union territory. Jammu and Kashmir, I'm not sure whether Khazanchi Sahib would agree with me entirely. Historically, they are linked to each other. ये पीर पंजाल जो है ना बीच में is just an artificial line. It's there. Actually, Kashmir depends on Jammu and Jammu depends on Kashmir. This is an unfortunate thing which has happened, that this crack has come in the middle and not allowed these two territories to function with each other. And now is the time when we must try and forget all the historical unnecessary events which happened in the last 30-35 years and work towards integration. I am the one person who says the first thing which happened was the Kashmiri Pandits, the move of the Kashmiri Pandits, the virtual extermination, like a genocide almost of the Kashmiri Pandits. They are sitting in camps in Jammu. If you now trifurcate and you make Kashmir a separate entity and Jammu a separate entity, where will the Pandits go? The Pandits have to ultimately go back to Kashmir. That's my dream, to see the Pandits going back to Kashmir, right? And between the two of them, I feel there are so many measures which can be taken to integrate Jammu and Kashmir. I always talk about the adoption of cities and towns. Udhampur with Anantnag, Baramulla with Samba. Why can't we do this? More sports, more debates, more gender-related activities, education activities, lawyers and teachers coming together, youth coming together. All this can happen. But all this is subject to the security situation remaining stable. And that is something the army is working on very hard.
Right. So we just, I think Khazanchi Sahab, aapki sari baatein sun rahe the. We have him off the video, but let me continue with you there on as a devil's advocate. Ki sir, agar hum Jammu ko, in terms of, I would say, don't look at it a political issue, but look at it as a dynamic issue of putting in competition both Jammu region and the Kashmir, basically with complete autonomy to function in an economic way. And इसमें हम IT industries which can easily function, इनको वहाँ बुलाएं और इनकी एक $1 to $2 billion की traction करें. So don't you think that it could have given a greater opportunity economically? We did not put enough economic weight in the measures of bifurcation. My point of trifurcation was not a typical trifurcation, but a trifurcation ki there is a special union territory. Wahan we could have built the largest solar park with 7,000 megawatt on the roof, on the tabletop, in Ladakh. Usko hum ek model banate. वो तो फरूक अब्दुल्ला साहब भी एग्री कर रहे थे कि भाई इसमें सोलर, जब वो एमएनआरई के मिनिस्टर थे तब वो भी मान गए थे. तो दैट वाज वन एरिया. द अदर वाज कि आप इसको क्या बोलते हैं, जम्मू को उसको भी compete करने दें विद कश्मीर. भले ये प्रॉब्लम बाकी है उसको टैकल करेंगे, लेकिन we can have certain areas of business and economy moving in a different way, so that we could have added to what we did as an abrogation. कि एक तरफ तो हमने उसको 370 को हटाया जो हमारे लिए मुश्किल थी, और दूसरी तरफ उसको इकोनॉमिक इंटीग्रेशन की तरफ ले गए. So my entire idea of that was this, not a political bifurcation or a trifurcation. I'm talking of the economic issue because ये फेडरल स्ट्रक्चर है. भाई इकोनॉमिक फ्रीडम दीजिए उनको ग्रो करने की. भाई नौकरियां नहीं है लोगों के पास सर. Yes, Atash साहब, आपको ये पूछ रहा हूँ.
Okay. Since Khazanchi Sahab is, we have lost.
उनकी जो वीडियो थोड़ी सी.
Let me answer this. I entirely agree with you. Economics is a great binder.
Yes.
There's no doubt economics is a great binder. But याद रखिए, politics is the reality. And जब तक आपकी political, ये याद रख लीजिए, just remember this aspect. If you make a state of just Kashmir, 98% Muslim, 2% Sikh, right, with no Kashmiri Pandits there at all, you are inviting problem for yourself. Yes, you see, we don't realize that this metamorphosis of the Jammu people and the Kashmir people, no one understands the Kashmir problem better than the people in Jammu. Jammu समझता है उसको. Jammu को मालूम है कि उनकी जो economy है, that is also contingent very largely on Kashmir, because almost everything goes from Jammu into Kashmir. Right? जो Jammu की जो tourism है is linked to also the temple tourism, mandir tourism in Jammu. And there are a lot of business activities which can happen. It's not just the IT world. Now let's look at other things. The agro products from Kashmir, the IT and other medium heavy industry in Jammu. Simply the reason being Jammu has got more land. Kashmir does not have buildable land. There is hardly any buildable land. So these are the gives and takes of each other. And I think in their wisdom, the government of India must have considered this. Everyone was expecting a trifurcation. It didn't happen.
Right,
and I was one of the few people who wrote the same day. I said, I congratulate the government of India for accepting and understanding this.
Right. So, again, just that last point, which is basically my concept of trifurcation, was the economic trifurcation. See, जैसे आज कई chief ministers हैं. See, we have gone ahead and we have divided the state of Telangana and Andhra in a place where we had only linguistic state. एक ही language बोल रहे हैं, उनको हमने divide कर दिया for economic reasons. पर हमने इधर ये काम नहीं किया कि we put up some competitive spirit in both the Kashmiris and I would say the Jammu people, so that इनके बीच में एक economic competition आती, क्योंकि सारा focus politics पे चला गया था.
देखिए, इसलिए politics पे चला गया because you've got a problem on your hand. If you resolve this problem and you make Pakistan irrelevant in this whole issue, this problem of politics will also go. Remember one thing, India is, demographically, India is so diverse. You can't keep creating competition everywhere and creating states out of districts and union territories out of districts. अगर आप कश्मीर में देख लें, so there is a division between the hill people, the Pahadi and the Gujars who live in the hills, against the Kashmiri population, Kashmiri-speaking population which lives on the valley floor. So the next step will be that we need an autonomous council for the Gujars and the Pahadis, and we need a separate union territory for the valley dwelling people. So there is no end to it. So I think जो natural historic boundaries बनी हुई हैं, there's nothing wrong in those. This was the empire, and let it be in that same manner.
Yeah. So now the one extension question comes to you is the other side of the Kashmir, जो गिलगित बल्तिस्तान है. उस पे मैं आऊंगा, but before that, I think now we have Khazanchi Saab online. Khazanchi Saab, your video is going off and on. I hope it doesn't go now. Khazanchi Saab, what Ata Hasnain Saab is saying.
Let me know.
Ata Hasnain Saab has come to a. Yeah, can you hear me, sir?
Let me first of all beg to differ on.
Yes.
Jammu being part of Kashmir. If we go to the history, Jammu, Kashmir, Ladakh, the whole thing became one only under Sikh rule in recent past.
I think we again lost him. Anyway, what he is precisely telling, he was trying to talk about history. I hope his video, because it's coming from Noida, and this Noida zone has a problem.
I'm in Noida myself.
There's a lot of disturbance.
I'm speaking from Noida.
Greater Noida. He's talking from Greater Noida. Sir, we are unable to get your video.
Yeah. See, what I want to tell you as a Kashmiri, believe me, we have nothing in common with Jammu. Absolutely nothing. When a general says that the main link is from Jammu, no. We used to have a main link along Jhelum, what is gone to Pakistan now, occupied Kashmir and naturally Pakistan also. That was our link with plains. This Pir Panjal was always very, very difficult till we came with the tunnel somewhere in 1957, 56, 57, Jawahar Tunnel was done. That time it became a little comfortable, but no. Now, yes, we are trying to do additional tunnels and there will be a rail line coming. Perfect. That means a good connection with the rest of the country. But as we know about the states getting divided, you tell me why Bihar got divided, why UP got divided, why, as you were talking about Telangana and Andhra, why they got divided. It's not a matter of division that Kashmir we leave as an independent union territory, and that will make the Muslim majority population the owners of what? They are Indians. I tell you, the worst sufferers in this whole Indo-Pakistan dispute on Kashmir because of the raid by Kabylis and the Pakistani army that time, 1947-48, the worst victims have been Kashmiris. Kashmiri, whether he is a Hindu or a Muslim. Certainly, the population used to be high. The entire state that time also, more than Muslim population, even under the Maharaja's rule. And yes, Kashmiri Pandits were minority in Kashmir Valley. If we take Kashmir Valley, those 10 districts of Muslim dominated.
Again lost his voice as well. So anyway, mota-moti wo kya keh rahe hain ki the whole loss has come on that side because both the Muslims and Hindu population have suffered this Pakistan gameplay. You know, it is, you know, it cannot be seen as only the Muslims suffering because now he is a Kashmiri Pandit and he is very,
there is no doubt about it. There is no doubt about it that Muslims and Hindus have both suffered equally in Kashmir. But that does not give us reason to say that the suffering together is sufficient cause to separate Jammu and Kashmir. I mean, I don't understand the logic of separating them. You want to make an entity out of Jammu only for
geographic separation. So not a geographic separation, an economic separation.
I'm wanting to go to the history of how it got divided. Pakistan took a part, what they call it, Azad Kashmir, and we are left with the part, right?
Yes, sir. We're losing you, sir, continuously. So I think he's completely gone. So, sir,
you should just advise him to use his mobile hotspot. Use his mobile hotspot, and that will give him better bandwidth.
Right. So sir, what he said is
what I want to tell you, sir, after this 1990, what has happened? Hindus, it was a mass exodus agreed in 1991-92. So most of them have left. Maybe a few thousand are left. But unfortunately, if you see the suffering of my Muslim brethren friends has been more than those who left. We talk about Jammu. Camps could have been in Kashmir. Why not? Why do we have camps in Kashmir? If you wanted to protect the minority community of Kashmir Valley from the terrorism, terrorists were not throughout the valley. They could have been put in camps right in Kashmir Valley. Why not? But again, as you said, it's the political view and will. And actually what I tell you, General Sir, what has hurt Kashmiris the most, including I tell you, Hindus, they will tell you, Acha hua, but that's not the reason. Acha bhi hua. We had some emotionally held that.
Yes, we lost him again, sir. Atas ends up coming back to you. What he says, there are some emotional issues, which is binding the Muslims and the Hindus in Kashmir very much. You know, of course, the Maharaja of Kashmir and what happened in that history, we all know.
Sir, affinity, Professor Saab, is not only religion. You ask me, affinity will be good habits,
the Kashmiri part of
language,
it.
cultural relation. And that is how when I will tell you, two Canadians sit down together in conversation. And there's an outsider also like me who doesn't understand Tamil. And suddenly you'll be cracking a joke in Tamil, which I will never appreciate. If two Kashmiris are staying and you are there, you don't understand Kashmiri, you'll crack a joke in between and you will not understand it.
Where does this argument come from? You have got such communities all over India. You've got communities like this all over India. You can make a couple of states out of Assam for all you care. It doesn't mean that everywhere where people can sit together and crack jokes, that you must create entities out of
not pleading for a division. Sir, my dear sir, I'm not pleading for a separate state for Jammu or for Kashmir. I'm telling you, the division, abrogation of Article 370 is okay. That special status you have removed. But taking away the statehood is not a solution. It's not a solution.
I have no dispute with you on that at all. I am the first one who will say, absolutely, we must restore the status of the state. But let me tell you, why a little bit of an argument on that. The aspect of why the status of the state was taken away, to my mind, it was a very good political, should I say political smartness. Because ultimately, at the end of the day, when there is bargaining at the table, which was happening 15 days, 20 days ago, the aspect of the restoration of status of statehood will become one of the prizes that are being sought, right? And the whole aspect of 370 and 35A will start receding in the backdrop. I think it was a very smart political move, number one. Number two, the aspect you must remember that the whole issue of, the aspect of now I'm getting my thoughts a little mixed up with this, but the important aspect is also that the union territory status gives you a greater central lien on the union territory. You see, all this time, Srinagar and Delhi have been so much, they've been poles apart in their thinking. Now you've got a government in Jammu and Kashmir, you've got central rule, is a government at Delhi, a central rule at Srinagar, in sync with each other completely, right? And therefore, it is the oversight, not only on various other aspects of security, but on administrative, normal administration. All this is at least coming to sync with each other together. It is facilitating, but I am the last one to urge that this should continue. No, we should stop and we should restore statehood to the state.
Yes. I think that's a great point that you made, that we have to come back to statehood. We must restore statehood, at least that's a bare minimum. And, yes, Khazanchi Sahab, your view, he is very much clear. Atta Hasan Sahab is saying statehood to restore ho jayega. And hona bhi chahiye.
No, my dear sirs, one submission from me. You tell me, what did Kashmir get out of it? Kashmir. Don't talk of Kashmiri Muslim or a Kashmiri Hindu. What did Kashmir get? When we say that better living for having more funds pumped in, more development, that can happen otherwise also. There's absolutely no problem. It's a matter of only that convenience. You can always put your budget and get it. When we talk of administration, kindly recall last government we had a chief minister from Kashmir, we had a deputy chief minister from Jammu, and why couldn't it be effective? How can it be more effective today? It again depends on how they handle it, their relations with the center. But chief minister was a nice person for 2.5 years, and suddenly we say no. One question I would like to ask both of you and your viewers, that once this thing happened, what was the gain out of it? Article 370, yes, abrogated. 35A is gone, agreed. But other than that, we do not see. Believe me, I have number of people. Whenever we meet, we discuss about it. We did not get it. Will be very honest. It is different than what it used to be. if we
Khazanchi Sahab, we are losing your line, so I will repeat that question. I would repeat what he is trying to tell. Khazanchi Sahab, what he's Khazanchi Sahab is trying to explain, कि after the abrogation of 370 and also removal of 35, what is the net gain? So I think you need to just push again the points.
I will let me explain to you. First of all, please don't see this in black and white terms. Don't see this as the end result. This is an entire process and transition. This is a process and transition. We are 30 years into a proxy war. In these 30 years, what Pakistan has taken advantage of is this whole promotion of separatism. This, to my mind, 370 itself also promoted separatism. It gave them the idea that Azadi or integration with Pakistan was a possibility, a feasibility. We have to make sure that we convey very clearly to the population of Kashmir, there is no question of separation. There is no question of Azadi. There is no question of Pakistan. You are part of India and you will remain a part of India. I think symbolically the removal of 370 and 35A conveyed this message in clear terms to everyone in Kashmir.
Right, agreed. So, Ata Hasnain Sahab, मेरा उसी संबंध से एक सवाल है.
I have a question to ask. When Article 370 was abrogated on 5th of August 2019, let us go 2 years back. What happened? Article 370 abrogated and all mainstream politicians under house arrest are jailed. Why?
Because you expected a huge law and order problem.
Are they terrorists? No, sir. No. I don't. That is what.
Nations which take decisions of this kind have to cater for the ramifications of those decisions. Not only were they arrested, we did away with 4G for the better part of 1 year, if you remember. So freedoms were removed because precautions had to be taken. You have got an enemy, you got two enemies sitting on your borders. Why are you inviting problems? You have to make sure that those problems are neutralized, that no one can come and interfere in your affairs. The problem is we have been so soft on all this that we have allowed Pakistan to play this proxy war in Kashmir. What did we do with the separatists, with the Hurriyat? For the last 30 years, we've been feeding them biryani in their palaces. The children have been studying abroad and all of them have been going for treatment abroad. What did we get out of it?
Yeah, I think on the Hurriyat point, I would rather agree with the general, because Hurriyat is something which has been a complete separatist organization, and the links go deeper, and all the things that have happened for all these years is because of these guys putting one leg in the Kashmir and the other leg is always going towards the Pakistan. So I think I'm there with the general on this issue. But also Khazanchi Saab's question as a Kashmiri has to be addressed, because his point is the बोलते ना आपको दिल की बात जो है, जो वाजपेयी साहब ने कहा था कश्मीरियत, इंसानियत और जमहूरियत की बात की थी, वो उस बात की तरफ जा रहे हैं. And I think he has not been able to express that. But
no. I fully, let me appreciate. I can't be just critical. I mean, Khazanchi Saab ke jo ideas hai, I'm amazed that he's speaking publicly so beautifully. He's speaking on this whole aspect of Kashmiriyat. The importance of Hindu-Muslim unity in Kashmir. This is classical the way what he has expressed. And I'm for it completely. I'm completely for his arguments, except the fact that we are in a period of transition. We have to understand this from a security point of view, that we are in a period of transition. If what is happening in Afghanistan, you can expect that there may be a throwback in Kashmir again.
Sure. I'm coming to
these
that.
These are the kind of issues. We are in such a, you see, strategically India is located such, Kashmir is located such, that there is always the scope of such problems being invited into our country. And that's one of the reasons why we have to always make sure that we may take our precautions in time. In over Kashmir, we have not been taking our precautions at all.
Right, sir. So, sir, we may have to again dealing this because हमारे पास 3-4 minutes बचे हैं, but we will have a 30 second take from both of you कि finally we agree कि जो हुआ है उसको we have to बेहतर करना है इसको, और मतलब जो भी हुआ है एक तरह से whatever has happened can't be changed, but probably we can think economically and do a betterment of this. And what is your view, General Saab, on this? Lieutenant General Saab, पहले आपके views.
Definitely we have to improve governance. We have to improve the economy, not only the, I would say all the parameters, the governance, including social aspects, economic aspects, diplomatic aspects, overall security of Kashmir. All the, not only Kashmir, Jammu and Kashmir, all these have to be addressed. The whole issue of corruption in governance. These are some of the frailties which have prevented Jammu and Kashmir becoming normal. And this is what we are seeking to do now, hopefully with a stable security situation.
Right. Khazanchi Saab, because then in the next segment, we are on other issues. So 30 seconds to you, sir, to close.
Yeah, I would like to have Government of India, especially now they are ruling to, they should be more.
Right. I think we just lost again his video, but Ata Hasnain Saab will come back on the same link. We'll come back on the other issues of Afghanistan and all. But it was wonderful this first session. We had some technical issues, but Ata Hasnain Saab and both Khazanchi Saab have put
Whether we have our political compulsion, whether government of Pakistan has its political compulsion, we taking it very live all the time. But certainly, according to me, yes, we cannot be compromising on security, but certainly there has to be a dialogue with Pakistan that they should now be clear that it is business. If we decide something, we have to go by that. There has to be no violations, and that will give a lot of peace to Kashmir, lot of peace.
Okay, Khazanchi Saab.
Taking
in the next segment.
No,
we
must
next segment.
Khazanchi
Saab will take it in the next segment. I'm very thankful to all of us being here. We'll just log in shortly and continue this exciting discussion with Lieutenant General Ata Hasnain Saab and RN Khazanchi Saab, and various other issues will come again on the next side, on the other side. Thank you for the moment, sir. We log in again.